Almost there. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for coming. It's my pleasure to welcome you all to the Faculty of Business 38th Annual Partner Celebration. My name is Tierney McCharles, and I'm originally from Kansas, but moved here 6 years ago when my mom, who's originally from Newfoundland, decided it was time to come home. Since attending Memorial, I've competed in multiple case competitions, and I'm grateful enough to travel across various cities in Canada. Just last month, I took part in the CFA Research Challenge in Halifax with some other members of the fund, which is Memorial's student-run investment portfolio. And some of my colleagues just clinched first place at the Van Berkom Small Cap Case Competition, their second year in a row. Opportunities like this are only possible because of the support of people like you who contribute to student initiatives and activities. I've been able to build some of the best relationships with both mentors and colleagues connected to the fund who share my same passion for finance. These meaningful experiences for me as a student are a reflection of the continuous effort that you, as alumni, faculty, staff, and leaders, give to the business administration.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yusera Shahzeb, and I am from Pakistan. I am a chartered accountant by profession, and I came to St. John's 2 years ago to pursue my MBA from Memorial. I recently had the honor of representing Memorial at the John Molson MBA International Case Competition held by Concordia University in Montreal. Not only did Team Memorial become divisional winners, but we placed second overall, beating 28 universities from around the world. The travel and accommodation for these competitions was funded in part by the Associates Program, a membership-based program for the business community that supports student learning and educational experiences. These are just two examples that you heard that demonstrate the importance of partnerships and the real impact they have on us as students. So we're happy you could join us today to help celebrate our award winners and to pay tribute to the many connections we share that help us all contribute to a prosperous and sustainable future for Newfoundland and Labrador.
Before we continue, it's important that we take a moment to acknowledge that the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated on the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups, and we acknowledge with respect the histories and cultures of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of this province. As we gather today to recognize the value of working together, I hope we can all remember to strive for respectful relationships with all peoples of this province and search for collective healing and true reconciliation in honoring this beautiful land. Tonight, we're here for two reasons. This annual celebration recognizes the importance of strong community partnerships in developing excellent graduates and conducting the world-class research for which Memorial Business's faculty is known. We're also here to honor the accomplishments of some of the best and brightest in business. Throughout the evening, you'll hear about the importance of partnerships and the role these relationships play in the work that the faculty does every day. Because of these important connections, Memorial's business faculty has been able to position itself as a leader in business and management education, not only in Canada, but around the world. For example, Memorial's business faculty was the first in Atlantic Canada to earn international accreditation by the Association to Advance Collegiate Schools of Business. AACSB accreditation is a mark of excellence among business schools, one which requires meeting rigorous standards and demonstrating an ongoing commitment to excellence in teaching, research, curriculum development, and learning success. Only about 5% of business schools around the world are accredited by AACSB. The faculty has a long history of being the first. It's a list that includes the first in Canada to launch a cooperative undergraduate business degree, the first MBA program in Canada to require coursework in business ethics, and the first in Canada to receive national accreditation for an undergraduate cooperative business program. We're also the first in Atlantic Canada to launch a Master of Science of Management degree, and we're part of the province's first and to date only social ventures incubator at the Centre for Social Enterprise.
It's clear that the Faculty of Business Administration offers programs that are competitive with any business school in the world, and we're proud to be a part of it. Before we get to the award ceremony, we'd like to welcome some special guests here. From the Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, we welcome Dave Boland, Vice President for Newfoundland and Labrador. From Memorial University, we welcome Earl Ludlow, University Chancellor, and Lisa Brown, Vice President, Administration, Finance, and Advancement. From the City of St. John's, Mayor Danny Breen. From the Faculty of Business Administration, Dr. Trevor Brown, Dean, David King, Chair of the Faculty's Advisory Board, Dr. Mary Fury, Associate Dean of Undergraduate Programs and Accreditation, Dr. Rochelle Shanahan, Associate Dean, Graduate Programs and Research, Valerie Howe, Director of Gardiner Center, and Susan Gardiner, representing the Gardiner family. And of course, we wouldn't be here tonight without our award winners. So a very special welcome to Aman Gangani, winner of the Dr. Robert Crosby Undergraduate Student Citizenship Award, Stephanie O'Quinn, winner of the Dr. Victor Young Graduate Student Citizenship Award, and Jocelyn Perry, winner of the Alumni Honor Award. Unfortunately, Peter Woodward, winner of the P.J. Gardiner Newfoundland and Labrador Entrepreneur of the Year Award, couldn't be here in person tonight, but we hope to hear from him virtually a little later.
Finally, we extend a warm welcome to members of our advisory board and the associates program, both of which play an important role in the success of the business faculty, as well as alumni, donors, university and government leaders, faculty members, and more. It's quite incredible to look out at this room and realize that everyone here is a supporter of the Faculty of Business Administration and Memorial University. We're all aware that these are challenging times. However, with your support, the faculty is prepared to face these challenges and continue moving forward to meet its special obligation to Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. I'd now like to call upon our first speaker, who has a special connection to this ceremony. In 2019, Lisa Brown was in this room to receive the P.J. Gardiner Newfoundland and Labrador Entrepreneur of the Year Award as CEO of Stella's Circle. She's also a Memorial graduate, earning a BA in 1991 and her MBA in 1993. She's now Vice President of Administration, Finance, and Advancement at Memorial. So please join me in welcoming Lisa Brown.
Thank you so much, and I'm always delighted to be here at this event. It's one of my favorite events of the year, as well as the Mel Woodward Cup, so the common denominator seems to be the Faculty of Business Administration in this case. As I hope you all know, Memorial is celebrating 100 years this year. That's an incredible milestone. And in my research, I read a lot about why people wanted to start a university, or as it was called then, Memorial University College. And one of the reasons was because they wanted to grow their leadership, within the province or within the country or dominion at the time. And so I think it's fair to say that we've achieved that accomplishment when I look at the award winners here this evening and in the past. And in fact, when I look around the room, knowing that all of you are leaders within this province, I think that we can celebrate the impact that Memorial has had. I also note that the Faculty of Business Administration has been part of that impact for 71 years. So 7 decades of being the talent pipeline for businesses and organizations, for fostering entrepreneurship, for contributing to global thought leadership, and for helping businesses and organizations to find solutions to their challenges. And so I'm proud to be here with you, and certainly very excited to be celebrating with our award winners this evening. And my congratulations to Aman for his recognition with the Dr. Robert Crosby Undergraduate Student Citizenship Award, to Stephanie for the Dr. Victor Young Graduate Student Citizenship Award, Peter, who isn't here but was certainly at the Mel Woodward Cup recently, celebrating with him as well for the PJ Gardner Entrepreneur of the Year, and to Jocelyn as well. Just so thrilled to be here to celebrate with you as well. Special thanks as well to the Government of Newfoundland and Labrador. Very happy to thank them today in particular. Atlantic Canada Opportunities Agency, as has been said, members of the Associates Program, as well as members of the Dean's Advisory Board, donors and alumni. And in particular, I really want to welcome or thank our faculty and staff who just put so much effort and time into supporting students, and not just in the classroom, but all of their successes. So really happy to be here with you to celebrate. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa. Up next is our Dean, Dr. Trevor Brown. Dr. Brown will tell us a little more about the importance of this event, the faculty's ongoing work, and the role of partnerships in moving the province of Newfoundland and Labrador forward. Please welcome Dr. Brown.
Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you, Sarah. I have to say it's very humbling to come up after these students to say, can I present as well? So congratulations to you both. I often get asked, what is partners? And I think the best way I can describe it, it is really about the importance in celebrating the strong community partnerships we have at the Faculty of Business Administration. I will say that I did teach somewhere else before coming here, and I can tell you that the level of engagement and community partnership just wasn't as strong. You know, we are truly fortunate when I look around this room. We've often heard the expression, it takes a village. And no question, it does take a village. And the village around us includes folks critical to our success, whether we talk about the Associates Program, the Advisory Board, alum, the senior leaders of the university, government, funders, donors, employers, both of co-op and those that employ our folks post-graduation, students, faculty, and staff. We truly are blessed to have that sort of support to ensure that we deliver on our mandate. And I want to highlight the importance of students. I mean, that's a large reason why we're here. You've seen the talent of our students, the student MCs. As an undergrad or even as a grad, I'm not sure I would have been as comfortable coming up in front of a group like this. The student ambassadors who I'd like to thank at this point, who've all from different parts of our programs or our groups that you've met today. And I hope you've had a chance to interact with them. We've got a talented group of students going through, and I think it's a testament to the quality of our programs. Particularly one of the things I'm proud of is the diversity of our programs. We really want to ensure that our graduates are prepared to go into any sector of the economy and any industry, whether that's for-profit, not-for-profit, government, social purpose, social enterprise. I think you're hard-pressed to go anywhere in this province, and indeed many parts of the world, where you're not going to find an FBA alum. In terms of our partners, a sincere thank you. You help us do the work that we do. From the associates, whether we talk about funding experiential activities or scholarships, We are revamping that program to call it the Experiential Learning Program, and that's on purpose, to really emphasize the experiential learning side of that. That program is critical. It helps fund so many things in terms of our students understanding the connection between what they're covering in the classroom and reality. It gives them a good opportunity to show their stuff going through. And we're very fortunate that through the Associates program, we were able to provide the airfare, the accommodations, and those things that, quite frankly, our operational budget doesn't allow. So a couple of examples you've heard of, Sarah, in terms of recent experience at Concordia Cup. I'm looking at my notes to make sure I get the facts correct. If not, Susan White will let me know, I'm sure. But in terms of second place finish this year, 5 wins, and 11 times placed in the top 5. The highest placed business school across the country or globe in that competition. If I add to that an Actus Memorial competing at nationals next month, 2-time world winners, 10-time national champions. The Van Berkom Small Cap Case Competition, Taranen is part of the fund, mentioned that. We are back-to-back winners in that, in a very diverse group. And I'll plant the seed now. We have a group going to the William Mary Women's Stock Pitch Competition next week. Again, where we'll compete with schools like Concordia in terms of going, Cornell. Let me get that one right going through. The Asper Case Competition, first time we won it this year. That's because of the support we have. And those competitions not only are beneficial from real life, how do we apply this in the real world, but they're reputation building. It shows the quality of our program, the quality of our students, and helps us with recruitment. So I can't say enough how important those connections are beyond the classroom. To the advisory board, who I had the pleasure of spending 2 hours with today, who I rely on so heavily to give candid, free advice. I pick their brain, they challenge me at times. We're fortunate to have that sort of support. The government of funders, in terms of helping us deliver innovative and impactful programming, helping our researchers, and supporting a lot of our centers, which again really help us with that experiential learning, the connection between the workplace and the work environment. The alum, wow. You know what, whether it's coming into the classroom, whether it's teaching as a per-course instructor, whether it's judging, whether it's can you be a judge at the last minute, we are blessed by that. Many of them turn into donors, but not all are donors. And we, again, are very fortunate to have strong support around scholarships, classroom upgrades, special projects. To the leaders, Lisa Brown was here earlier. We have high support from our leadership in terms of helping us do what we need to do. And I will tell you, not every business school in Canada can say that. To our faculty members, you are part of ensuring we are teaching students relevant skills, looking at important problems from our research, and being heavily involved in their community. And when I say finally staff here, we are blessed with the talent and the resources going through. There is a lot of work that goes in today, and I actually would like folks just a round of applause for the staff that make today happen. It is Lisa touched on this earlier, but it is no small feat to get ready for this, going through and last minute registrations, things like that. Partners are also critical to our centers, and as a way that we continue to show the bridge between academia and real world, our centers play an important role. They focus on innovation growth, and if you're not familiar with the centers and the faculty business, I'll briefly touch on each. The Center for Social Enterprise, looking at social purpose. Delighted to say they won the 2024 President's Award for Exemplary Employees as Champion of Innovation because of their connection. Memorial Center for Entrepreneurship, top 5 in the emerging entrepreneurial centers globally. Let me repeat that again, top 5 globally. The Sonova Center for Excellence in Sales and Supply Chain Management, recognizing a huge issue that if COVID taught us anything, I'm not going to touch the T word in terms of the last week, but we've seen the challenge around sales and supply chain, and going in with its first case competition in line with our expertise and experiential learning. And I know that we've got representatives from the Gardner Center here. The Reader's Choice Award in Professional Development category for Atlantic Business Magazine. All of those are important ways that we continue to partner with the external community. There's going to be an annual report coming out about a month. I've hit some of the highlights going through that will really highlight what we've done over the last little bit. It'll be available online through social media. We'll make sure that anyone that was here gets information around it. Lisa touched on our 100th anniversary. I'm a proud alum. I think I beat you by a year, Lisa. BA class of 1990. We've had 100 years where the theme is looking back, launching forth. Some folks have touched on a couple of these, but I really want to highlight a few things. 70 years ago, in 1955, was the first press release on April 1, not April Fool's Day. I suspect it aligned with a government budget, announcing that Memorial University would be launching programming and commerce. Since then, some of the highlights. 60 years ago, the students held their first business day. For those of you that attended, 100% student-run, operated. They take the whole show. I show up and smile and make a 5-minute speech, but it's 100% student-run. 45 years ago, in 1980, think of distance education today and how much is done. We offered our first distance course, well ahead of the pack in 1980. And I recognize for some of the students, this is ancient history as I think of your year of birth. We launched the Center for Management Development, now known as the Gardner Center. The Commerce class became nationally accredited by Co-op Education Work Integrated Learning. These milestones really demonstrate the sustained impact we've had in the university and in the province. And it really underlines the support and the importance of support from alumni, donors, community, your time, your expertise, your financial support, and your belief in us in terms of our contributions to the province. Our record is clear, and I risk sounding like a proud father right now, but we continually have been at the forefront of developing skills and placing graduates out there ready to meet today's challenges. And we'll continue to do that. We are the talent pipeline. I'm going to sound like the HR background I have. You look around this province and elsewhere, you will find alum from the FBA, as well as Memorial University. And it recognizes our special obligation to the province to make sure that we are doing work that will move the province forward. Let's talk about launching forth. It's great to talk about the past. Let's talk about some of the things going on right now. We continually evaluate our programs. As part of our new undergraduate program, we recognize that the business world had changed. We need to focus on business analytics, sustainability, professionalism, business communications in terms of writing. We've increased interdisciplinary programming. Many of you may not be aware we have the only joint music business program in the country. The MER is a joint program with the Faculty of Arts, and I joked with someone earlier, that's how I got recruited from Big Blue, was this program coming through. We've made changes to the MBA program to increase accessibility in terms of entrance requirements around GMAT and things like that, where people meet entry requirements. And we're also looking at revamping that, understanding that the MBA of today needs to look different in terms of some specializations. We've made new hires really looking at issues of sustainability and broadly, including employment and employment transitions during sustainability. And I am going to highlight the issue of accreditations. You've heard of some of them already, AACSB, the Cooperative Education Work Integrated Learning. Some new ones. We are now accredited with the Chartered Professionals in HRNL in terms of ways for folks to get HR accreditation. Supply Chain Canada. Regular partnerships. I know I saw Jason here earlier with CPA Canada. Whether you know it or not, we have real Bloomberg labs. So Taranan and his team get to actually use real Bloomberg computers to see what's going on in the market. The CFA Institute is a partner. Responsible Research in Business and Management. And one I'm particularly proud of that's new as of this year is we're now members of PRIME, Principles for Responsible Management Education. It is aligned with the UN Sustainable SDGs. It's the UN Society, I knew I was going to get this wrong. This is why you folks are much better than me. The Sustainable Development Goals, and looking at the priorities globally and looking at business as a force for good. So we recognize that business schools play an important role in our society, and we're committed to the concepts of sustainability in its broadest sense, both making sure that organizations are sustainable, but also looking at issues around climate and transition. We aim to demonstrate that through making sure that our policies, practices can show how business can be a force for good. And that really ties into why we're here today. Tonight's award winners are incredible examples of how business and business leaders can make a positive impact on communities. In volunteerism, philanthropy, fostering economic development, growing communities, being good, what I would call citizens of our society. They're also an excellent example of what it means to be a partner with the FBA Memorial University. So I'll say a little bit more about Jocelyn later, but certainly as one of the things I'll highlight, she's an incredible mentor to our fund group going forward. For Peter, instrumental behind the Mel Woodward Cup with the Memorial Centre for Entrepreneurship. And to give you some stats, over $300,000 in prize money that's been given out to entrepreneurs who are starting on their journey, and more than 185 positions created by past finalists. Again, showing the long-term impact going forward. Mon and Stephanie, I am delighted to see where you go from here. You know, already with a track record around engagement and leadership as Frest alum. And as I wrap up my remarks, I have the pleasure of the Dean's Outstanding Work Term Employer Award. This one was hit earlier, but again, it's a bit of a proud dad moment, as I would call it. 52 years ago, through the work of Jim Barnes and some others, I know I saw Dr. Barnes in the audience, we were the first university in Canada to have a co-op program. 52 years ago, right? So we have a long track record there, and it's an important partner. I'm proud to say that we have managed pre, post, and during COVID to have a 100% placement rate in our co-op program. Not every business school or every faculty can lay claim to that. And that's because of the incredible partnerships and support we have, particularly from our local community. So this award recognizes employers who provide outstanding undergraduate commerce students work term experiences. I should highlight that it's about their personal as well as their professional development in terms of the nomination process, and that this is a student-led nomination. So the students basically come forward. This year's winner regularly hires 4 to 6 work terms each semester, has employed students in about 275 work terms over the last few years. And I will read the quote from the nominator, and this is where I always get afraid because I've got to get the words right because it's word for word. I thrive in this work environment. This is thanks to my employer, the people I work with directly, and my supervisors. Without them, I would not be in the position I am today, nor would I have learned as much. I am nominating them in particular for their trust and support, and I'm grateful for everything they provide. So at this point, I'd like to announce that the Faculty of Business Administration Dean's Outstanding Work Term Employer Award is Synovus Energy, and I'd like to ask Brandon Cooper to come forward to accept it on behalf of the employer.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Brandon Cooper, and I am thrilled to be here today accepting this award on behalf of Synovus Energy. I'm a campus talent acquisition advisor, and I have the incredible and rewarding job of supporting the business with hiring students in the region. For many years, we've proudly supported the cooperative education program. Each semester across all disciplines, including business, we welcome approximately 30 students into our teams. Their energy and enthusiasm is truly infectious, and their contributions have made a significant impact on our business. These students are the heartbeat of our organization, leading the charge in boosting our culture. It is most notable that our students lead the way in participating in our diversity and inclusion networks. We are committed to providing meaningful opportunities and variety of experiences for our students. Thank you so much for your recognition. It's an honor to be acknowledged by the Faculty of Business and the students themselves. We are excited to continue our support for the cooperative education program and to welcome more talented students to our Synovus family next month. Thank you all again.
Thank you, Dr. Brown, and congratulations to Synovus Energy. Partners is about community and relationships, both of which are essential to success in business. In 2019, the business faculty decided to recognize the important role that students play as leaders and volunteers in their communities. And we established 2 new awards celebrating student citizenship. One of the awards is named after Dr. Robert Crosby, who unfortunately couldn't be here tonight. But I'd like to now invite Dr. Mary Fury to the podium to tell us about this year's winner.
Thank you, Tiernan. Good evening, everyone. There are many things that we're proud of here in the Faculty of Business Administration, but we're most proud of our students. They come from right here in Newfoundland and Labrador and across the globe, and they bring their experiences and their ideas to the classroom, and then they take what they've learned back out into the community and try to make a difference to out there in the community. So our Student Citizenship Awards recognize students who are engaged in and give back to the community, the university, and the faculty. Aman Gangandi is an international student from India, enrolled in the Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative Program. Throughout his program, he has maintained a 4.0 GPA and was named to the Dean's List for the past 2 years. While he's only been in Canada for a few years, he's already made a big impact. His volunteerism spans Memorial University, from being a map assistant at the QE library to helping at the university's thrift store. In the community, he's helped low-income people file their income taxes with the Canada Revenue Agency, and he's raised funds for music resources and education through the Great Canadian Kitchen Party. He also volunteered for a small business, G&M, which is a family farm in Placentia. He did market research and competitor research to help this century-old enterprise launch its honey product in supermarkets. This desire to contribute to the community continues when he mobilizes his skills and earned himself the David Curran Award from Memorial's Harris Centre, which recognizes efforts to empower rural communities and foster the connection between Memorial students and researchers focused on the socio-economic prosperity of the province. Before immigrating to Canada, Aman volunteered at the NGO in India, leading marketing campaigns to spread awareness about COVID-19. His ability to learn quickly and adapt to new environments is commendable, as is his commitment to the communities in which he lives and works. For his academic aptitude, community engagement, and demonstrated ability to use his skills to better communities, I am proud to represent Aman Gangandi with the Dr. Robert Crosby Undergraduate Student Citizenship Award. Aman?
Thank you, Dr. Fury. And good evening, everyone. I'm really honored to receive Dr. Robert Crosby Award today. I'm deeply humbled and profoundly grateful for this recognition, which reflects not just my journey, but collective support of so many who have been part of it. Growing up, my grandfather used to share stories and advice, like read books, make good friends, like all grandfathers do. Yet, what he rarely spoke about was his own childhood struggles, dropping out of school due to poverty, and his determination to learn to read and write later in life. With these skills, he raised my father and his brothers, laying a foundation for the opportunities I have today. I'm privileged to have traveled to Canada for my education, a privilege I owe to my grandfather's quiet perseverance. His life taught me an important lesson, that those who do the most often say the least about their efforts. Today, I want to take this opportunity to thank similar individuals who have selflessly done so much to make me worthy of this recognition. I'm deeply grateful to the alumni of Faculty of Business Administration and the wider community. Through scholarships, mentorships, and various initiatives, you have shown us what it truly means to give back. Your quiet contributions have not gone unnoticed. I'm also honored to be joined by some of my mentors tonight who have supported me, celebrated my small wins, and impacted my life in ways beyond what they can imagine. To professors, mentors, alumni, and the wider community who continue to invest in success of students like me, thank you for believing in us and laying a foundation upon which we build our dreams. This award inspires me to uphold the values of humility, service, and gratitude embodied by Dr. Crosby. I echo this when I say this: it takes a village to raise a child. Whether you are here tonight or not, you all have been that village to our students. To end, some lessons are not passed down through words, but rather through quiet, consistent action. I hope to carry these lessons forward and pass them on in the same way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Fury, and congratulations to you again, Aman. Dr. Victor Young is another graduate and supporter of the business faculty, and while he loves to participate in this event, he couldn't join us this year. So I'd like to call upon Dr. Rochelle Shanahan to introduce our next award, the Dr. Victor Young Graduate Student Citizenship Award.
Thank you, Yusra. Thank you. I was very moved by Aman's acceptance speech. It's lovely. Thank you. Yes, so I'm going to talk about another very impressive person, Stephanie O'Quinn. Stephanie embodies the values of the Dr. Victor Young Graduate Student Citizenship Award. A part-time student originally from Stephenville, Stephanie has been completing her MBA program while working full-time in operations and business development. Stephanie came to the MBA following a career in kinesiology when she realized that she had a passion for strategy and organizational growth. And being a part-time student and a full-time professional allowed Stephanie the opportunity to apply the skills and knowledge that was gained in the coursework immediately in her professional endeavors, but not only at work, in the many volunteer endeavors that Stephanie undertook. Stephanie is an ambassador at the St. John's Board of Trade and has been actively involved with Caring Cards NL, Spin for Kids, and the Women's Resource Center. As a student, Stephanie continually, consistently sought opportunities to strengthen her skills in strategy and business development, and even extended her time at Memorial to do an internship with the Creative Destruction Labs Atlantic. Stephanie also took part in the CPA Data Analytics Hackathon last fall, where she finished third. I think we get the point that Stephanie truly immersed herself in every opportunity available to students to connect with the business community and to put her skills to good use. Stephanie exemplifies what it means to use your skills and experience to drive personal success while also contributing to the people and the world around you. As you know, Dr. Victor Young is not here with us this evening, but I'm so thrilled and so pleased to be able to present to Stephanie O'Quinn the Dr. Victor Young Graduate Student Citizenship Award. Stephanie, please come on up.
Okay, which mic am I going to, this one? Well, I definitely want to forget that. So if I start to walk away, please someone point back to the award there on the stage. I do have a few notes, so that's what I have open here on my phone. I don't want to forget anything. So thank you so much for presenting this award to me, Dr. Shanahan. It really means a lot, and you've given me a lot of support, especially in the last part of my MBA program, and I really appreciate it. So it really does mean a lot to get this award from you, even though I wish that Dr. Young could be here today. Of course, it's still very special. So I'm incredibly honored to accept this award this evening, and thank you to everyone who's been involved in the whole process of making this recognition possible. This award in particular, to me, means a great deal because it represents more than academic success. I think it reflects the support, the encouragement, and opportunities I've been fortunate to receive throughout my entire time at Memorial, both as an undergrad co-op student a decade ago and now as a part-time MBA student, about to graduate next month. So that's exciting. Coming from a background in kinesiology, I've had to work really hard to try to blend my experience in health and wellness within the business world. And whether that's been volunteering with local sports teams or supporting businesses in whatever way I can, it's been really rewarding to see how those two worlds can intersect in meaningful ways for our community. And I really do think that engaging with local organizations in this way has really helped me stay rooted in our community while continuing to grow professionally. As Dr. Shanahan mentioned, as a part-time student, I've been able to directly apply what I was learning in class to the real world and with some truly great employers over the years. So I wholeheartedly believe that that's where the most impactful learning happens, and I'm so grateful to have had the space at MUN in the MBA program to be able to do that. So finally, to my peers, my professors, my colleagues, and the business community, of course, my family as well, thank you so much. Your encouragement and support has shaped my experience in countless ways. And I'm just so proud to be part of our local business community and, of course, the MUN community writ large. And as a soon-to-be MUN alumni once again, I look forward to continuing to learn and give back in whatever ways I can. So thank you so much, and enjoy your evening.
Thank you, Dr. Shanahan, and congratulations again, Stephanie. The Gardner family name is synonymous with the Faculty of Business Administration. The late Peter Gardner was the first head of the School of Business over 50 years ago. The Gardner Center, an award-winning professional development hub of the business faculty, is also named in recognition of Peter's contributions to business education in the province. Peter's late wife, Janet Gardner, who paved the way for women in accounting by becoming the first female chartered accountant in the province. She also served on the advisory board for the business faculty and was the first woman to chair the Memorial Board of Regents. Their children, Susan, Stephen, and Jane, continue to contribute to Memorial in various ways, including by endowing scholarships in their parents' names. So please join me in welcoming Susan Gardner to introduce our next award winner.
Good evening, everyone. I'm delighted to be here this evening on behalf of my family to present the P.J. Gardner 2025 Newfoundland and Labrador Entrepreneur of the Year Award. Like many people here, Peter Woodward's connections to Memorial grew out of his time as a student. He graduated from our faculty with his Bachelor of Commerce degree co-op in 1981. He then joined the company founded by his father, Dr. Mel Woodward, and now serves as the president and CEO of the Woodward Group of Companies. Proudly founded and still headquartered in Happy Valley, Goose Bay, the Woodward Group of Companies has been building businesses that primarily serve rural, remote, and northern communities for over 60 years. The Woodward Group of Companies includes Woodward Oil, Coastal Shipping, Labrador Maine, Woodward Auto Group, Labrador Sportsfish, and Woodward Aviation. To date, the group employs over 800 people. By concentrating on the needs of remote communities and the Eastern Arctic, it has developed a unique niche that has allowed for continued growth and success. Beyond his entrepreneurial ventures, Peter lends his expertise and experience to the community. He's a director of the Shaw Group and a mirror, and he has previously served as the chair of the Labrador Health Corporation, Labrador College, and the Premier's Advisory Council. He's also served on the boards of FP Resources and Newfoundland Power. In 2024, Peter's success in business was recognized when he was inducted into the Junior Achievement Newfoundland and Labrador Business Hall of Fame. Of course, I would be remiss if I didn't speak about the Mel Woodward Cup at the Memorial Centre of Entrepreneurship, one of the most significant student events at Memorial. The competition began when Peter and his siblings donated $1.13 million to the Faculty of Business Administration to create a startup pitch competition. The competition was named in honor of his father's entrepreneurial legacy, and today it provides funding and inspiration to student entrepreneurs who are just getting started. Competition just finished for 2025, and we saw student companies awarded over $40,000 in prize money. Next year will be the Cup's 10th anniversary, so stay tuned. I know something about honoring legacy, as this award is named in recognition of my father, Peter Gardner, who was the first head of Memorial School of Business. The award is intended to celebrate individuals who possess an entrepreneurial spirit, who are committed to business excellence, and whose entrepreneurial efforts strengthen the provincial economy and contribute to the business community. At its root, this award celebrates leaders who not only have a vision, but also possess the courage and the ingenuity to turn that vision into reality. Peter has a passion and a determination to see Newfoundland and Labrador prosper, and he aims to inspire younger generations to be bold and innovative and to create something valuable right here in our province. On behalf of the business faculty and my family, I'm proud to present this award to Peter Woodward.
You're up, Peter.
Well, thank you so much to the Gardner family for presenting me with this award. I knew Janet personally and Susan's mom. I didn't know her dad, but I can tell you that I knew her grandfather. I know the stories of her grandfather and what an entrepreneur he was, and how her mom broke glass ceiling when it came to becoming a CA in the province. I'm very proud, regret that I'm not there tonight, but I'm very proud to see that both my daughters, who are much more beautiful than I am, are both there, and our chief operating officer. It's quite an assessment of, I'm a little humble when it comes to accepting this, because I often think of my dad as being the great entrepreneur in the organization. And it's been 10 years since he passed, so I'm happy that I'm continuing on his tradition. Our family has focused on rural Newfoundland, and many of our employees and many of our businesses are in very remote places. I'm very proud to say that they continue to prosper, and I'd like to tell a little story about one of our businesses, and it's not related to the business school, but A friend of mine who's running to become a member of Parliament visited a little community called Lodge Bay the other day, and he knocked on a door, and Mrs. Pye came to the door, and she invited him in for a cup of tea. For those of you who don't know where Lodge Bay is, that's okay, because it's one of the smallest communities in the province. And she invited him into the kitchen, and he sat down and had his tea and his biscuit. And she proceeded to tell him about how proud she was of her son, who's the captain of the Tubac W, which is currently in France, moving products between Amsterdam, Rotterdam, and Spain, and all over Europe, I guess. Wade Pye is a master's foreign going. He achieved that certificate at Memorial's Marine Institute. I guess my point being is that the university has been so much a part of our success and so much a part of the province's success, and how we enable people from our province to go out and do things throughout the world. Wade is from a little community where he learned how to drive a speedboat probably at the age of 13 or 14. Today he drives a 8,000-ton tanker, and he not just drives it, but he manages the tanker. He manages the people on board. He manages the upkeep of the ship. He manages the finance of the ship and the quality and consistency of the goods that we deliver. And he comes from a little community on the Labrador coast where he makes his mom extremely proud. And I'm not sure that that would have happened if it wasn't for Memorial University and the enabling of our people. Every day, Memorial touches people throughout the province, whether or not it's a druggist at a drugstore, a nurse, an executive from the business school. Memorial is, my dad loved Memorial, as did Janet Gardner loved Memorial. They loved being on the Board of Regents, and Memorial is such a key part of our success. And I'd like to thank Memorial for everything that they do. I'd like to thank our families for everything that they do. And I'd like to thank my partner for putting up with me a lot of the time. But at the end of the day, Memorial has become, more so than any other university in Canada, a big part of the fiber of everything that we do. And I'm very happy to accept this award today from the Business School, from the P.J. Gardner Institute, from the Gardner family, and from Memorial. Thank you very much.
I'd now like to call on Peter's daughters, Jillian and Erin, to accept this award on your dad's behalf.
Thank you, Susan, Jillian, and Erin. And congratulations, Peter. Our final presentation this evening is for our Alumni Honor Award. I'd like to once again call upon Dr. Brown to introduce this year's winner.
Thank you, Sarah. Jocelyn Perry. What do I say? Truly someone who exemplifies what it means to be a leader. As I've read over my notes tonight, anyone remember the Polar Express? There's a part where it goes lead and then And I always think, Jocelyn, it just really hit me when I was reading this, that image came to mind. Unwavering professionalism, exceptional work ethic, inspires those around her, a pleasure to work with as a dean and a faculty member. Has combined her determination and expertise in ways that have been critical to the growth of the province's energy sector, first in Newfoundland Power and currently at Fortis. She graduated from our faculty in 1993 with a Bachelor of Commerce Cooperative and started her career down the accounting pathway earning her CA and having worked with Coopers and Librand, a name I've not seen in a while in the changes in that sector. Followed by a stint in the telecommunications industry in Alliant. Joined Newfoundland Power, a Fortis subsidiary, basically 20 years ago in 2005. And there you saw her incredible career journey to help Fortis become the leading North American utility it is today. Moved up to the ranks of Newfoundland Power from Vice President Finance to eventually President, and was appointed to her current role as the Executive Vice President in 2018. Long recognized for her leadership. Just a couple of the accolades here. She earned the naming to the Canada's 100 Most Powerful Women by Women's Executive Network. In 2022, Atlantic Business magazine named her one of its 25 most powerful women in business. There's no other way I can put it. She's a vanguard in terms of the energy sector and her career path for over 20 years. And what particularly speaks to me, Jocelyn and I have spoken a lot, she brings that talent not just to the organization, but to the broader community, where she's known for contributing her expertise, her energy, her leadership. And like many of the students, or the two students that we particularly honored today, she started that as an undergrad, where I did not know until a little while ago. She started as an undergrad student volunteer with the Canada Cancer Society going forward. Today, that pathway towards contributing to the broader community has continued in so many ways. And I'm just going to name a couple of them here. Hopefully I picked the right ones, or we have Jocelyn. She served on many boards over the years, including the Healthcare Foundation, C-Corps on campus, Shorefast with, like our chancellor, I've got strong ties to Joe Betz-Arm, so that was one that always speaks to me. Has led several campaigns like the Big Raise and Brunch with the Bags to support a variety of healthcare initiatives. Closer to home at Memorial University, she helped the business faculty create the Dr. Alex Fazerick Chair in Financial Management, not only recognizing Alex's legacy, but also the importance of education around finance. Currently serves an industry mentor to the fund. And if you're not familiar with the fund, it is a student-led equity investment, where basically students like Taryn and others decide where they're going to invest money and how it's going to play out on the stock market. I'm tempted to ask them today what insights they have for me. I made the mistake of looking at my RSP this week, is all I'm going to say. She's an incredible ambassador. I don't know other word to say in terms of her ability to support not only our faculty in our university. Attributes that have been described around Jocelyn include humility, work ethic, intelligence, empathy, her dedication to excellence, her passion for the community, and it makes her an incredible leader, but also, when I think of our broader community, volunteer, mentor, role model. I'm going to go off script a little because I get the great pleasure of calling the winners to let them know they won the award. And both Jocelyn and Peter were incredibly humble. Both of them telling me how delighted they were, but do you know how many other people could have received this? And I'm like, wow. But I think it just speaks to the character, to the background of who these folks are, that is delighted, and both used the word humbled when I spoke to them on the phone. They were quick to talk about how many others there were out there. And I think that really is a testament not only to their leadership, but just to their character. So Jocelyn, it brings me great pleasure tonight to name you as the 2025 Alumni Honor Award, and I'll ask you to come up to accept the plaque. Thank you. The second one, let's see if I can not drop it. Okay. We're going to get it right this time.
Okay, well, thank you, Dr. Brown. And Dr. Brown forgot to mention that when we were first communicating, I actually thought it was spam when it came through. Yeah, but, and I also want to say a big congratulations to Stephanie, Iman, and Peter. And it's tough to go last because, and I was thinking about some advice to students. You don't need advice. I mean, you're so far ahead of where I think I was back then, but it was a long time ago. But listen, this is a real treat for me. I'm not going to say that I get a lot of awards, but the one thing that I am is
a pretty fierce, proud, rural Newfoundlander, and I've always been incredibly proud to say that I'm from Newfoundland and Labrador. I was educated in this province, and by darn, I still work here. And so I'm very proud of where I'm from. And my journey with MUN actually started in 1988, and you were reflecting on, years gone by. And I was just thinking about some of my term back then. We had one computer lab, and I think we had 2 computers at the start. And I actually still have some of my memorial papers. So after you would print it, you would get home and you'd read it and you'd realize there's a mistake. So we would have to use the whiteout, and we would pass in our papers like that. I kept them. James is probably here, doesn't even know what whiteout is. So, it was a long time ago. So I started MUN, and I came from a little town, south coast of Newfoundland, called Bay d'Espoir. And I was one of the fortunate ones because MUN wasn't actually unknown. No cell phones back then. MUN wasn't completely unknown to me. A fun fact, my father was actually one of the very first people to actually get a degree from MUN out of Bay d'Espoir. And back then there were no roads, so this was a big deal in terms of how they were going to pay for that and how they were actually going to get out of the community. So I've always said that I started out on such a privileged platform because I knew about MUN and I had a family that supported me. And for me, I've only ever witnessed a family life where, I saw Dad with his education. He was the principal of the school, the mayor of the town, the leader of all the community groups. I really didn't know any different, right? And so when we, as children, there were 3 of us, when we, were finished high school, we had all the support. And how privileged were we to have that, because it was such a good start. I always say it was my big first step in life. And I will tell you, it's a full circle moment for me, because now my son James, my only son, is now started. He just started this year, which is incredible. I can't believe it. And my nephew is here, and he started university. And so I feel like I'm reliving my whole MUN life, because you see them talk about MUN, and I'm trying to interject myself in the conversation as if I was there recently. I don't even think they listen to my stories, but truthfully, when I think about my time at MUN, it was a good time. I have, good memories of the learning that I had, but I've had friendships that have now endured over 30 years. And I think about the cooperative program and the connections I've made. Now, from a small rural community in Newfoundland and Labrador, I would never have made those connections. And so what a step, right? A first step for a young person to have in life. And so I credit a lot of what I have today and where I've traveled to my time at Memorial University. So yes, it was a big first step, and it does give you the confidence and to go forward. But then where do you go from there? And so I've been incredibly blessed, and I am not going to share my full personal or corporate life with you, way too much. But I've been blessed to work with some very, very great people and great organizations over the years. And one of them is actually the Chancellor of Memorial today, and he's here, which I'm so happy about. And today I'm very happy to lead Fortis, and I say happy to help lead Fortis, because it's been said a couple of times here today, it takes a village, it takes a village. But Fortis has grown from an idea here in Newfoundland. We wanted to take what we've learned in terms of how to operate, and we operate in some environment here. We have some weather, and we wanted to carry that beyond North America. And I don't want to suggest that I was the seed of this. There were many people that played a part in actually growing Fortis beyond Newfoundland. And I'm so proud to say that today we operate in 5 Canadian provinces. We're in 10 states in the US and in the Caribbean. We have over 73 billion of assets, and we started from here. But the best story is that we're still here. That's the best piece of this story. That's right. And another very beautiful stat is we're a small office. We're, the corporate offices here, the utilities are, beyond our borders. But we have around a little over 50 people in our office. 40 of them are memorial graduates. So someone said earlier that Peter said, you credit a lot to what Memorial is the enabler, because these are people that were educated and had the confidence and were able to take something and make it something, and we're still here doing it. So I'm just so proud of the people of Fortis. And I'm always very careful about how I say this, because I certainly wouldn't want to offend anyone in the Fortis group, and that we have a lot of fabulous people beyond Newfoundland and Labrador. But we say it time and time again, and we mean it. Our people, our graduates, can stand up as tall, if not taller, than any other graduate across any North American university that we've met. And we have great people, but we really do stand very tall, and we need to be proud of that. And it is the very reason that we are still here in Newfoundland. We actually launched a program a couple of years ago, and you've probably seen it. It was called Tap Your Potential, and it was grounded really in a motto that you don't have to leave home to go places. And we profiled people from this province, many of whom have went through Memorial University, about what they've done to actually go places without leaving Newfoundland and Labrador, and a lot of that is credit to MUN. So for me and for the whole Fortis family, this has been an incredible ride. So we're very happy about that. Beyond, and you mentioned, Dr. Brown, about my involvement in the community, and I won't thank you for sharing all the things that I've done, but I genuinely do. Anyone that knows me genuinely know that I believe that it's all part of the same equation. Right? Nothing happens in isolation, and you can't expect businesses to do it all, or governments to do it all, or individuals to do it all. We all work in tandem together with the university, right? It's all part of the same story, and it creates your circle as well, right? My circle is from all of those entities that you talked about. Healthcare Foundation, the fun, meeting these students, which they are mind-blowing smart. Is all I can say to you. I don't know if we were that smart. I'd like to think we were, but I don't know. I think I'm going to reserve that one. And you mentioned Shorefast, right? That's about trying to create and preserve local economies. And being from rural Newfoundland and Labrador, that is a definite one that's high on my radar, because it's all about preserving the place that we love. And so I'm a fierce advocate for giving back, and it is full circle, because it creates your circle. And when I say I haven't done anything in isolation, I haven't. It's been, my circle is quite large. I have a phenomenal family. I have phenomenal colleagues. I have phenomenal associates, farm-wide. The community that I've met along the way have been great, and I owe a lot to that. It all takes time. And I actually was asked very recently, Jocelyn, where do you find the time? Like, where do we all find the time to do these things, right? And I said at a function not that long ago, my grandmother used to say, you will never want for what you give. And she's been right. And you do find the time, and what you give finds a way to come back twofold. And so it's been very rewarding for me. And I tell this fun fact as well. It's how I met Fortis. I was actually raising money for cancer care, and I went in to get a $20,000 donation, and I walked out with a job, and 24 years later, I'm still here. So we're all part of the same equation. Before I wrap up, I do just want to say, and I've said it before, my circle has been quite large, and I do want to thank my family. They have absolutely been by my side, and you don't get to do these things, right, but alone. And to my colleagues at Fortis, we get to do what we do here in Newfoundland because of the people that we have at Fortis. It's not just me. And I was thinking about what I could possibly say to the students, which I'm sort of reflecting on, well, that's silly. They're so far ahead of where I probably am today. But if there was one thing I had to share, which is actually different than what I thought about now, is you're at such a pivotal time in your life, right? And you have a great education, or you'll be about to finish your great education, what happens to you for the rest of your life is really your choice. You don't realize that you're actually in control of the choices you make. You're going to control the circle around you. You're going to control, the decisions you make with respect to opportunities, whether you take them or whether you don't take them. It really is your choice. But I just hope that when you are as old as what I am and you're stood up here, that you can look back and say the same thing as I did and say that you had the right of your life because you deserve it. So once again, I'm deeply honored for this award tonight, and I do treasure this award, so thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Brown. Thank you, Jocelyn, and congratulations to you once again. Our evening is drawing to a close, but before we wrap up, I would like to ask the award winners to come to the front of the room for photographs as soon as we have finished speaking. Once again, thank you for joining us at Partners and helping us to honor the achievements of Aman, Stephanie, Peter, and Jocelyn. Thank you as well for helping us celebrate the important relationships between the university and the business community that contribute to making the Faculty of Business Administration the success that it is today.
On behalf of the business faculty, we're proud to acknowledge the great support from our alumni, donors, and the business community. You provide guidance and expertise on the advisory board. You come into our classrooms and share your insights and experiences with us as students. You support student experiences outside of the classroom by being members of the Associates program, and we hope that you'll continue to support them through the new Experiential Learning program. You also donate to faculty initiatives and help the faculty provide financial support to business students. And it's clear that what we do with the support of everyone in this room, and that together we can do so much more than we can alone. As a member of the fund, once again, I'd like to thank you, Jocelyn and Luke, I see you over there, for your support to the fund. As Trevor mentioned, we have some of our members competing in the William Mary competition, and I can proudly say that they will definitely win because their presentation is amazing. And I found that at some of these case competitions, they almost count out Memorial University, but I think after seeing their presentation, we can see the quality of education that Memorial provides. And I've been told that the best investment that you can make is in the people around you, because when you invest in people, you invest in the possibility of what they might become. And tonight was about celebrating that investment. So I'd like to thank you all for coming to Partners and joining in our celebration, and I wish you all a good evening. Thank you.